Hi students, welcome to week 2. Hopefully you got oriented to the class last week and you're feeling ready to start on this career exploration journey. Just a quick video to check in, let you know a little bit about what you're doing this week. You're looking at chapters 2 and 3. Chapter 2 really focuses on how to build your self-esteem and why that's important into the career exploration process. I love the quote that your body hears everything your mind says. So if we are telling ourselves negative scripts, negative comments, negative things about ourselves, then our body's going to hear that. The choices we make in our life are going to follow what our mind internally is telling us. So if we say, it's not possible for this career, I'm no good at, math, so I'm not able to become a math teacher, or, these sort of negative, degrading comments, if we're saying these to ourselves internally in our mind, that's going to affect our behaviors and our choices, which ultimately in your career is going to affect what you then move forward, how you move forward. There's many students I see that kind of self-sabotage themselves and limit their potential in certain careers because of what they're internally telling themselves. So absolutely having a positive outlook, a positive self-esteem, and working on that. That's not something that you can easily just have and not have. It's a work in progress. Even, for me, as I've gone through the years, positive self-esteem is something that I work on as well. And so that's just to be aware of that and how that could be impacting your career decision making. Chapter 3 really focuses on our values. So let me go down here so that you can kind of see. There's a little short video here about work values, but I really want to touch on how our values are internally at the core of every decision we make. And so as we're younger, our values really come from our family, our parents, our siblings, people that are really close to us. But as we grow up, as we become teens, as we become young adults, we start looking at our own values. And sometimes that's different than our family and our friends. And we change our values and we start having a very individual way of looking at what our values are. So in relation to work, values are very critical because in order to have career satisfaction, you want to find a career that's going to highlight those values that are very personal to you. Each of us have very different values, especially as they relate to our career. I value flexibility. I value connectedness with people. I value consistency. And so for me, those values really play a big part in my career satisfaction because I found a career that has those value pieces to it. Some people value power. Some people value leadership. Some people value creative expression. And so again, finding a career that really highlights your individual values is important to your career satisfaction. So for this week, I just gave a quick personal values assessment. This is not an assignment, but this is something to get you started to look at how values play a part in your life. And so you can get started on this little quick assessment, but the assignment for this week is to identify your values. And so there is an assignment for that. And so it requires you to go to an outside website to fill out an assessment and then to respond with reflection questions. So make sure that you respond to those questions as well after you read your results for the values assignment. Chapter 3 also talks about generations and how right now and in the future, we're going to have multiple generations in the workforce. So those are things to consider as you work with colleagues, as you work with supervisors, managers, if you become a manager and people, that work for you, how the generational differences really play out and how they interact in the workforce and how we can complement and come together and find each other's strengths, but also those areas of frustration in the workforce that may be related to our generational differences. So there's a quick video to also look at just to kind of start thinking about generational differences in the workforce. And many of you might be experiencing that already in your current work situation. So hopefully that gives you a little taste of what you're going to be reading about and working on this week. Again, if you have any questions, any concerns, please reach out, let me know. And I look forward to reading more about your discussions and your assignments this week. All right. Have a great week.